Hey, Taster in here today. I want to talk to you a little bit about advocating, at least in some circumstances, using magazine layouts to break PowerPoint rules. And the reason I say that is, obviously in some parts of this presentation there's going to be more than your normal 50 characters per page. And again, the reason why I would suggest doing this for certain things, not necessarily for presentations, but when you're teaching classes. Well, maybe not all of us. A lot of us has taught, multi-day classes where you're giving handouts to students. You're having, or a student guide, something where they need something more substantive to take with them to be able to use these in the future to complete a task or to do something. And so what I'm advocating is using like a magazine layout for certain times, doing those kind of things. Alright, so what you can see here is basically basic magazine layout. We have our pull quote, we have what would be our title, an action shot, our normal text, and again, because it's would be like a magazine, I have information about me in here as well. Again, times like this would be handy to have this for the student as a takeaway. However many pages we had, I would actually give them this page as the student handout. But what I would actually use as a presentation would be the pages after this one. So I'll show them this page and say, hey, this is where we are, this is where we're going. Now let's go through the presentation or the teaching end of it. And so we would jump down to the the title, whatever we're going through, information about yourself, and kind of why you're okay to talk about this stuff, your basic pull quote, and again, going through your various sections as you would be teaching a class just like normal. Okay, now again, part of the reason why I would advocate this is presentations when they're printed out PowerPoint, if you're doing traditional 2 slides per page or 1 or 3 slides per page, because the font size is so large, you don't necessarily have a means or a way to really give them more information if they might need it, additional steps, a little bit of wit or humor when you're doing these things. But if you make it like a magazine, and this is the handout that you get, you can include extra items in here. You can include more substance, more content, without feeling like you're overburdening the presentation itself or the class itself. Because again, you would save this and so much more if you're actually teaching a class. But when they walk away from that class, how much of if you just give them again a printout of the PowerPoints will they have to remember, or what might they miss? This way you don't have to worry about that. To me, you get the best of both worlds using this type of way. So let me show you kind of how I would do the actually, let me show you 2 things. One, in a situation like this, again, something I had to kind of mess around with is, we have our basic wording here, but I want to curve around a picture like you would see in a magazine. The easiest way to do that, again, it was a basic text, and then I would return and then use these sliders to kind of move this around so that it hooked around or curved around the image to my liking. It just makes it look a little nicer, a little more professional, rather than have the typical one title and then a small picture beside it, or a larger picture and small block of text. This way it curves around, again, more professional look. Same thing with the S here. I basically put the S in and then moved it in front of these other words and made it curve around. And again, if we were doing this for a presentation, I would make it where you're doing it, and basically the line that we go through the presentation would be the same order or the same flow of positioning of where you have it on your text. Assuming where you have it in your presentation. And again, fading box just to add a little anticipation for what you're going to be talking about next. Alright, thanks. Have a good day. Bye-bye. See you next time.